Hey guys, welcome to a video. I apologize for the lighting. Hopefully it comes through okay. It's like overcast is starting to really move in. One side is really, really bright. The other side is really, really hazy. Of course, it couldn't be really, really hazy when I was trying to sleep. It was brighter than the sun when I was trying to sleep. But I digress. So today is a little tweaky, a little different. So today I've done 2 cards because I had done one and I forgot, and I went and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess I gotta make a card. So I did everything. What I do is I go ahead, and today's our image from Bugaboo Stamps, and he's GC Mischief, I believe is his name. I will have a link to it over on my blog. So I went ahead and colored him, and then I was like, oh, so I colored him. I printed them out. I do print and cut. I bring them into Silhouette Studio and do print and cut. So I did these 2. So I colored them all in, and then I went to go print my cards because I plan everything in Silhouette Studio first, and then I just come in and I do a mass cutting. And so I'm like, oh, I made 2 cards of the same thing. Well, I'm not going to waste my coloring. So I'm going to make 2 cards. So I also colored these 2, but the reason I'm not using these 2 is my Spectrum Noir kind of puked on it. So I'm just going to be more careful. I think it's when I was putting on and off the caps, and this one was kind of at the top. I know I'm being picky, but you guys know me if you watch my videos. I'm just like that. So, so I saved one of my images and one I hadn't colored in. What I'm doing with the extras is just kind of sticking them in my extra box here. There's my kitties from last week. And so on and so forth. So anyways, so that led to 2 cards today. One card, this one, was one I was really excited about. This just came out in the Silhouette online store and Lori Whitlock's website. You can buy the SVG file if you don't have a Silhouette and you want to cut this. It's a gatefold, what was it called? I can't think of the name. And of course I don't have my iPad in here with me. I think it's a double crossover gatefold card, I think is what it was called. So let's go ahead and get our Witchamahoozits folded. Witchamahoozit. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we'll grab our, I'm having trouble with words lately. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So we take our bone folder, so we can get a nice crisp edge there. And I do like the Silhouette's perforated lines, because it just kind of gives it something extra. So the little one goes on top, but see it folds like that. Isn't that cool? So I thought that was pretty cool. So what we'll do is we will go ahead and, you don't think I have I don't have a square for him. So let's go ahead and we'll get our front layers put on first, and then we'll have our sentiment to get on there. Okay, so now that we know that's the right way to go, we will just do what we can do with our Witchamahoozit glue. Okay, so just want to make sure that that's correct. Correct amundo. Okay, maybe I would feel better if we kept it how it was supposed to be. Kept it kind of down here. I think I would, because I want to make sure I get the sides right. Okay, so maybe, why don't we go ahead and, I don't want to fiddle with the glue because, oh, next one. I never can find my, my tape runner when I want to find it. I always go through like all 6 drawers before I get to it. I don't want to use the wet glue because I'm a little nervous about getting the lines straight and such. So I think we're just going to go ahead, and I don't usually use this because, and you may have noticed, I used to use these a lot, but they're not really cost effective to use. Somebody pointed that out in a video and I was like, yeah, you're right. It's really not. It's more cost effective to use the liquid glue. And since I hit the mother load of the Scotch Quick Dry adhesive at one of our local stores, it seemed to make sense to go ahead and use that. So I have been doing so. Okay, that looks a little crooked to me, so let's see. All right, is that better? You guys can see better than I can, sadly. Okay, that looks good to me. So we're gonna leave that. Okay, so let's get this one down. So it is not as cost effective to use this, but since I'm doing a new kind of thing here, I'm a little nervous about getting my lines lined up. I think we're just gonna go ahead and do it. Okay, I just love this closure. It's just something different. You know, after a while, you've seen a flip swing card, you've seen them all. So it's kind of cool to have something a little different, jazz it up a little bit. Okay, so now our image is gonna come up here, and I think we're gonna put that right flat on the thingamajiggy. And then this goes here with our first sentiment here. So, oh, it is getting really dark. I don't want to throw the lights on though, because then it does weird things to the video. So hopefully it'll be good. So again, we're going to just go ahead and use the tape runner. We'll keep the card as flat as we can for that. Try to get that in there. Now the paper I'm using while I'm trying to glue is, this is Simple Stories. The pattern paper is 24/7 by Simple Stories. I used, and we're going to use this for the sentiment. I was going to say intimate. Sentiment, London Fog Memento ink. And I went around all the sides of the pattern paper. This gray paper is the Cricut paper I buy. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our sentiments stamped before we try doing anything too funky monkey. So I wish it was just a little bit bigger because there are quite a few sayings on here I would like to use, but it's not, so I can't. So we'll go with what we got. So we are going to, I'm trying to find a stamp block that will fit better. There we go. Okay, so I think we are going to go with, and see what you can do. See, I would like to use this one, but I really can't. So I think I'm gonna go with possibly You Are the Cat's Meow or You're Perfect. Both of them, see, this is so close, but I wish I could. That's why I wish I could just shrink stuff down, you know? And I'm dying to use this You Say Crazy Cat Lady like it's a bad thing. And then I love this one. You have Sorry guys for stopping in the middle. My mom came, so it's a few hours later and it's all cloudy now. So hopefully this isn't too dark. Let me see if I can reach my lights here. There we go. Hopefully that's better and doesn't make it worse. Sometimes when it's overcast, it makes it worse when I turn lights on. Okay, so we were deciding on a sentiment. So I decided that I was kind of like, about, uh-oh, I think I lost, oh no, there it is. I keep losing this little white piece of paper. I didn't really fall in love with anything. It wasn't kind of fitting. I know there's a cat on there and there's lots I'd like to use, but the only problem is the space. So I decided to, I just actually was looking for my bird set from Stamps Alive. I'm sorry. My recall has not been good lately. I'm so sorry. So give me a little leeway, please. So I saw this. This is this side right here. This is what I'm doing with all my stamps. So they just slide in on this and you could take it out, put it in. I clicked off the saying that I wanted. So this side is Hello by Jelly Bean Soup. This side is Click Click by, I don't know who. But this is Sizzix. And I actually have dies to cut these out as well. So I thought we would go ahead and use the Hello My Friend. So we're going to try that. And actually, before I use the London Fog ink, I just wanted to check because I thought, oh, I do. Okay, but this is a pigment ink and I really don't want to wait for it to dry. This is a charcoal gray hybrid, but I think it's going to be darker than we're looking for. So we're going to take a look because you know I heart the My Pink Stamper sets. So let's go ahead and get using an old block I've had for many years. When Cricut came out eons ago, it seems like, they had, and I'm going to zoom in so I can see as well, because that's actually where I sit behind the camera. This is actually kind of how I see stuff too. I want the My Friend to be straight, so I think I'm going to line that up there and go with that, because the hello is kind of flamboyant. So there we go. So we got that. See, total brain cramp. Don't know what I was telling you. Don't know. Oh, people in my family joke. I'm talking about something and then I'm like, oh, look, there's a squirrel. Not a long attention span to begin with. Okay, so we're going to test out this ink. You know how I love this ink. It doesn't matter what stamps you use. This ink is gorgeous. It is gorgeous, darling. I just have issues opening it. Okay, so let's see. And the first stamp may not be Butamus because these are from my printed cuts that I do with the Silhouette. But the first one may not be Butamus. I usually always get Butamus from hers, but you have to condition the stamp. Oh, I like that gray. Just don't know how it's going to work with the stamp. All right, we're getting better. I usually try to condition them on my arm like they say to do with the Close to My Heart. I almost said Creative Memories. So I just want to make sure I get one that I like. Really kind of not. So it may be wise of me. There we go. I kind of like that one. Let's try. So we'll put the cap on there and we'll try the London Fog. Just get my little stamp cleaner out here. I usually use the Stampin' Up! One and have baby wipes too. But the Stampin' Up! One was putting little black flecks of junk in my projects. So I stopped using that because I don't want little black flecks of stuff in my projects. Okay, so I do like this Close to My Heart scrubber. So you just scrub like this. So it works with any size stamp. All right, so let's try it on this one that we used on all of our other stuff. See, this is real life. It doesn't get any more real than this. Real life, real action. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and we'll see how it works. I think their colors are pretty close. They are pretty close, but I think I actually prefer that one. So we're gonna go with, I know it's shocking, the My Pink Stamper Hybrid ink, because it matches, I think it matches the paper a little bit better. So let's clean this again. Then we'll go back to the hybrid ink. Okay, so again, I thought I was gonna have a nice short video. No. I know it's gonna be a little longer because I was doing 2 cards, but I didn't expect this long. Okay, let me get all this junk out of the way. And let's get our little piece of paper here. Let's move that on over. Make sure you guys can see that. And another fun thing to do would be to use the pigment ink and go ahead and emboss with it. That would be cool too. But not gonna do it this time. This time we're just gonna go ahead and do the stamping. Okay, go ahead and leave that on there for just a second. Get that out of the way. Okay, and hopefully that will fill in as it, hopefully my head wasn't in your way. If it was, I'm sorry. Hopefully that will fill in. And if not, I kind of actually like the look of it. It looks like I worked hard to achieve that look, and really, I didn't even mean to do it. Sometimes that's the best way. Okay, so while we've got our stamp out, why don't we go ahead, and this is the inside for our other one. So we will go ahead and, if we can find the cat one, I think we could actually, on this one, you have cat to be kitten me right now. So I think that one would be kind of cute. maybe have a perfect day, because with this, you don't really have room to write a note. And I think if you sent this one, you'd want to put a little note with it. And on that flip card, there's really not, I mean, there is, but there isn't. So we'll go ahead and do this one on here. I think that will be cute. Okay. Excuse me, and I do have to mention, I traced this and cut this by hand. And I also want to show you something else that I didn't show in a haul, but my mom used to work with geologists, and they use these in drafting, or no, I don't know. She worked a couple different places. Well, anyways, some people use these in drafting. These erasers are amazing. They leave nothing behind. Very, very cool. Got them at Walmart, and I think a 4-pack. I sent one to my friend Joe, because I'm like, I heard they're amazing. So I'll send you one. I didn't know at that point. But it worked beautifully. Okay, so let's go ahead. And for this stamp, I used the Stampin' Up! Riding Hood Red. Now, my ink pad looks very bizarre. I think it needs a re-inker. It's got like silvery, you can see that. It looks really weird, but it was stamping okay. So we're gonna go ahead before we ruin our thingamajiggy. And this one I'm gonna stamp on my hand a little bit so we get it conditioned up. Okay, and hopefully we get enough ink on here. We're gonna stamp off the first one. And we should get a beautiful image because these stamps stamp beautifully. Beautifully. And if it's lighter and darker, I'm okay with that because it's kind of a cool looking, like a technique I didn't do, but I just kind of fell into it. I don't mind that. But we're going all around the ink pad, so hopefully everybody gets covered. I just need to re-ink, I think. And we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stand up, so if my head goes in, I am sorry. I'm just trying to get it as, oh, got my head stuck in the viewfinder thingy here. Okay. There, how cute is that? All right, so super cute. So we can get rid of the paper. We can move our ink way over to the side because we should be done with all of our inks right now. We should be good to go. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff on my desk, as you can see. My desk is getting pretty full, and around it's pretty full too. Okay, so we will bring this. I just like the look of this. It's like, it just looks cool. Yeah, I really like that look. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. And now this didn't come, it came with this box for your sentiment. And I just went down a very, very, very little bit. I did an internal offset on it. And just so I could have something behind it, a little pop color. And another thing I wanted to show you, when you're inking, put the majority of the ink, so like I have it like this, I go like this to do the sides, because that way if it gets a little extra, it's on the back and it doesn't smooch all over your project. Well, not smooch, but you know what I mean. It doesn't puke all over your project or leak or whatever you want to use. You guys know where I'm going. So this isn't much. It's just a little pop of color behind it. You don't even really notice it, but I know it's there. So we're gonna go ahead and we put this right here, I believe. Yes. Okay, so that goes there. So now we've got to make sure nothing past the H for adhesive. So we kind of got to gauge it here because you want your card to open. So, okay. So we're going to put it right there. Oh no, we can stick it down because of there. Okay, I looked at it wrong. Sorry. I take that back. I'm just having a challenging day mentally today. And I don't know how it always works out that way. I have such challenging days mentally when I'm filming videos. I was doing well last night when I was here and nobody was looking. Okay, so right now, because this just says, hello, my friend, I'm going to leave this plain on the inside. I have done the sides in the London Fog, London Fog Memento ink. So I went ahead and did that. So we'll stick this down. We're just going wild and crazy today using tape runner, not our ATG. We're just wild and crazy kids. We're not using the glue. We're just all over the place. Tell ya. You gotta watch us. You never know what we're gonna do. All right, like knock the camera all over the place. I think you guys kind of expect that now. All right, so I think this is good. And that's the other good thing about this tape is you can kind of look at it and see. So I think that's good for the inside. So go ahead. And how super cute is this? How cute. And just simple, hello, my friend. And then that way you can write a nice long note, missed you, or whatever you want to say. Okay, so there's card 1. So let's get on to card 2. Card 2 should not take us, there's not much to card 2. So this is a swing card. So I like to make sure I get my joints going both ways, which is kind of funny because in real life my joints suck. So it's nice to see somebody have joints. Okay, so here's our swing card, which will fit into an A2 size envelope. So this is going to go on the back. We know that. So we'll just go ahead and get that put right back here. And all I did, I forgot to cut. I always forget that with swing cards. You got to have something on the back. And I was just going to cut a little piece of paper. And I was like, oh, I could trace that. And I did. And I was very impressed because usually I don't do well with that. I always do whatever it is backwards. I don't know if it's you're supposed to move your paper, not your scissors, or your scissors and your paper, and it's very confusing. Okay, so here's our A2 size card, and see if, go to the other one over here. See, they match, both A2 size, just a little different. And this one, we will, I'm trying to think if we should pop him up a little, give him a little dimension. Maybe we'll pop him on the front. So we will adhere him down. And we'll give it a little dimension. Now remember, when adding dimension to cards, it's, you know, depending on how much you add, depending on how dimension crazy you go, you know me, I don't hold back with dimension. I go insane. It will cost extra at the post office. So, you know, if you're, if this is a card you're going to mail, make sure it's in like a bubble envelope, or you may want to go ahead and put it in a package. You know, if you're sending somebody something, and go ahead and do that. So let's get this over here. All right, I apologize. My videos have been so long, but I knew my mom was coming. I just didn't know when, and she surprised me, so I was kind of in the middle and I got off track, and oh, I tell ya. And my son's coming home from the weekend to run in a race for one of my brother's friends in her memory, and so, and I still can't do a lot. I'm still having a lot of pain issues, and so I'm not complaining. I'm just letting you guys know that I feel bad. I have stuff cut for the Cricut Make It Now projects, but it's taken a lot out of me. You guys, there's a haul video coming up that you'll see after this because it won't go out today. I'm just exhausted trying to keep up with everything and all of that. So, okay, so now I'm going to pick this up because I want to make sure that I get that right on the money. Now, because I popped it up, and it matches pretty good, but it will, you know, in order to swing, it's gonna hitch a little bit, but I don't think it's really because well, it's probably because I popped it up, but I like the popped up look. So here's this, and so we don't really have a phrase on there. You could put a phrase on there, you know, because when you flip it, it's gonna say, I hope you have a perfect day. But I think it's cute like that. I will be honest with you, I did go in and try to get, I like to have the layers on the front that go around the bracket shape. I like to have that, but I couldn't figure it out and I didn't want to recolor an image. I didn't want to waste that. So went with this. So these are the 2 cards that I made for this week's challenge, just showing you can use your digi stamps in different ways. You can drag them to be bigger or have them to be smaller to fit into the needs of your project. And check out this cool card. So these are at their Bugaboo Digi Stamps. I think it's bugaboostamps.com. I will definitely have all the supplies and a link to this image over on my blog, which is www.crazycatladycraft.blogspot.com. I hope to see what you make for the challenge this week. Have a wonderful day. Happy crafting.